but it's
Yeah,
12:20.
I'm sure. You want to open us up? Go ahead, open us up.
Hello, everybody, boys and girls, men and women. This is Robert Henderson Jr., president, founder of the Henderson Financial Group, certified financial planner, certified tax coach. I run a little late here, but we never, it's better late than never. It's my beautiful daughter, Hyacinth Renee Henderson. She is here, bright eye and bushy tail. And we want to do another episode, transitions. What is it? Transitions and what? Just
Life
transition.
lessons and legacy. I need
All
some
right.
more energy than that. You gotta
Yeah.
be like,
Life lessons and legacies, transitions. I like that title. I had a thought today. I think last week we talked about um, the power of patience. Yeah.
we
Power
did.
of patience.
Oh,
Yeah.
we did. We sure did. You're right.
Yeah. How patience really is intertwined in prosperity, and how patience is connected to the universal law. And today I had a feeling. I said, I want to talk about giving, and how giving also is in line with the universal laws in terms of giving, the power of giving. There's a connection between giving and prosperity. And when I say prosperity, I'm not just talking about dollars, it's prosperity. See, prosperity to me means to flow. When I think about prosperity, Heisey, I get a visual of a stream, a river with
Mhm.
rocks and fresh water, coming down from the mountains, and it's just flowing, not drying up. That's just flow. That's a beautiful thing.
Mhm.
And so that's to me is prosperity, when there's flow, when there's no interruption. And then when I think about the prosperity in terms of a stream of water flowing down a mountain, or just a stream, then I think about, oh, that relates to your blood. That relates to the flow of your blood not being clogged, with arteries and plaque. That's prosperity. So
Did you introduce
prosperity
me?
to, huh?
I just thought about that. You just went right in. Did you introduce me?
I did. I said my beautiful daughter, Henderson, Hyacinth Henderson. I did say that. Okay, let me go back just in case you didn't hear me.
No, because I
Ladies-
know like we usually pass the baton, and I'm like, you're still talking. But
All
you
right.
did.
Well,
Go back.
ladies and gentlemen, my daughter say, my wonderful, smart, intelligent daughter said that I didn't introduce her. I just went and started talking. But let me introduce my wonderful daughter. My wonderful daughter, Hyacinth Renee Henderson. She's been working with me, not for me, but with me. Okay. She's been working with me. We've been working together for 19 years. It'll be 20 years before you know it. She just had a birthday. She's 40 years old. I said that because she looks much younger than 40, so that's a compliment. Some women say don't tell your age, but hey, black don't crack, and you look good, daughter. All right. And you have all your teeth. I like that you go to the dentist also twice a year. I like that.
Four
Keep that
times
up.
a year. Four
4
times.
times, and keep flossing. Not just brushing your teeth, but flossing is the key. Okay, y'all listen to me. Not just brush your teeth, it's flossing. They didn't tell the black people that. We know what floss was. We just brushed, but now we into it. Floss is the key. Okay, so Hyacinth, since she said I didn't introduce her, she's also a stockbroker, a registered investment advisor, and an insurance advisor. And now I said to her, I put a task to her, and I said, I need you to become a general contractor, because we're going to be building a lot, and I need you, because I know she has the brain and the wherewithal and the stick to itness to do it, and the commitment to do it. So I said, okay, we need to get the contractor's license so we can start building more around America. All right. So,
Good
and
job.
managing director of the Henderson Financial Group. So how about that? And she is my second oldest child. I have 5 children, and she's
Yeah.
my second oldest. I have so Hyacinth worked here with me, and then also my baby Jasmine. She's 25. She'll be 26 next month. She's been here for a little over 3 years also. So, and then we have Tavares, and then we have Antonio, and we have Linda. We moving around. And I see Miss Redhead is here, and I also see Tracy's here, and I see Baba Pierce's son, rising brother. Hey, Baba. And Miss Redhead said, yes, I did introduce you, Heisey, Leo the Lion. I did. You just missed it. I just wanted me to do it again. That's okay. But today's topic, we're going to talk about the power of giving. Go ahead, daughter. Take it away.
No. You're doing great. Second time was a charm. Thank you so much for this introduction. It just felt like it was just like we were just going quickly. But you're rocking and rolling. You're talking about the power of giving, and I love the visual that you painted as far as prosperity meaning to flow, and the stream and fresh water and pebbles and things like that. So I like where you're going with this.
And you notice how I was saying I painted that picture of prosperity, not just dollars and cents, but it's a principle. So and it you be prosperous in health. And when I started talking about, when I think about prosperity, it means to flow.
Mm-hmm.
Means that everything is flowing. Not only your money is flowing, but also your health is flowing. Then I thought about your bloodstream. When your cardiovascular is in good shape, that means everything is flowing. You're flowing. Everything is juiced up. There's no clogs. Your heart is beating. No, there's no arteries clogged up. Everything is pumping. Everything is doing what it's doing. Every part of your organs, everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing, and that is prosperous. That's prosperity. Right on down to your money, right on down to your body, right on down to your mind. So prosperity, giving. A lot of people get this mixed up. They get it out of order. Most people say that when they get something, then they'll give something, but that's backwards. And I don't think that a lot of us understand that principle. They don't understand it. I think that, matter of fact, I know the truth in the principle is you must give first. You must give first. And then prosperity come. You must give first. Right on down to the flowing of your blood, your body. You must give it the right nutrients. I mean, you must, in order to prosperity and prosper, you must plant a seed in order for it to come to fruition and to have a harvest. But you always got to do something first. You always. And I think that that's just not ingrained in most people's subconscious mind. In our psyche, we just haven't been taught that. Most people just want to get. But if you start giving, that's why you have a lot of philanthropists, a lot of rich people, wealthy people. They give a lot, man. And see, at the Henderson Financial Group, we never have a problem giving, do we?
Mm-mm. No, not at all. Not at all. It just feels natural. It feels like what we should be doing. And I have to say that in order for it to feel natural, I recognize that you have to be in a good space. So if you find that you are not a cheerful giver, or if you struggle with giving, then that's an indicator for you to look at, where is it some disconnect in who I am that I don't feel willing to give. I don't feel willing to easily share. And so that's something that a lot of people kind of miss when you always want. It's like, okay, well, hey, what have you done for me lately? Right. And not realizing that you have to be what you want. So a lot of times when we think about what we want from other people, we want to receive, it would be good practice for us to ask ourselves, are you that person? Who are you giving that person to? Right? Who are you giving those things to? How are you displaying that? Because you cannot receive something that you don't give. It will be out of alignment. And so I love that you talked about our body and our health. If we want good health, we have to do something. We have to give it the proper rest, the proper nutrients, the proper exercise. Exercise is so important. It's beyond, I want everyone under the sound of my voice to realize that exercise is not just about being fine, right? It's not just about, losing weight or whatever the case may be. It's about keeping your body in tip-top shape. You're exercising your joints, your muscles, you're getting cardiovascular health and things like that. So the exercise is what is needed in order for your body to give you longevity. So when you think about it that way, then you can start saying, okay, well, what do I need to do? And I love that we can explore that receiving first starts with us giving, and that's across the board. That's in anything.
And because a lot of people, I think, when you hear people and we heard people, we talk about giving, we give, support. But I think that it's just not it's not pressed on a subconscious mind, the order. It has to be first. It has to be first. Because I'll tell you, there's a lot of people looking for love. Okay, let's talk about love. Because when we talk about this whole thing of giving, and we can take it from this subject to that subject to that subject, whether it's getting money or or health whatever it is, you first have to give. And let's think about love. Love. You know, a lot of people want love. They want to fall in love. But if you really want love, you have to first give it abundantly. You have to give a lot of love. You can't say, I'm going to love this person and not that person. I'm gonna love this. And then you start saying, I'm only going to love the people who are nice to me. Because if you love the people who are nice to you, then you're not really doing nothing. That's easy. You know, that's why the word says, if you really want to do something, if you think you bad, you think you all that, you want to do something, make it really change, then try being kind or giving to others who you think they're not even giving to you. See, that's when you really, really go beyond the square. You follow me? That's when you really go. So you want to say, if you say, listen, I want love in my life, you first have to be love first in other people's life. You got to say, okay, that person, I have a good relationship. I love that person. You know, you have to first do it. I promise you, when you do it, even if they don't love you, if you still show it, universal law, it has to come back to you. It is, let me tell you something. It is precise. It is exact as the sun will rise. It is exact as day will follow, night will follow. It's exact.
I love that. And I think one of the first, before, when you think about the love that we must give first, I think the first person that we must learn to really give love to is ourselves. And when you really love yourself, that means you're going to work on yourself. Love is a very supportive role. Love is not, oh, I tolerate this, or I let you run all over me because in the name of love. Love is a very supportive, it's a very listening role. I keep saying I'm going to do an episode about love. Maybe I'll do it on my Instagram. So when you think about you wanting love from other people, think about, how do you love yourself? How do you love yourself? Do you have conversations with yourself about where you are and what you need to change? Do you love on your body, right? And so I believe that exercising and eating right and eating nutritious foods is an act of self-love. So when you put healthy food, when you drink your half your body weight in water a day or whatever the case may be, that is you showing your body love. And before we can love anyone, we have to really think about how we're loving ourselves. And then once we get so solid in that, then naturally we'll be able to love other people, right? And I think that that's important because oftentimes we will engage in relationships or connections where it's not rooted in love. And we won't be able to know that. We don't recognize that because we don't love ourselves. So if you think about someone who is in an abusive relationship, whether it's a mentally abusive relationship, a physically abusive relationship, a verbally abusive relationship, a lot of times, you know, the person will say, well, I thought that they loved me. Well, why don't they love me? If they love me, they would not do this. But when you think about love of self, it starts with, well, if you loved you, you would not allow this. And so how do you unpack that? I love myself enough to go to therapy. Well, I love myself enough to get some help. Go ahead.
Well, okay. So, okay. Well, I don't want, okay. That's today's topic is the power of giving. And I just used giving love. So I don't want to switch so we'll do that on the next section.
Yeah, I love that subject. I've been exploring it and studying it. I love what is love.
But I said, well, that's for the next episode. But right now, giving, you give love. That I was saying how you give love. You know, so this segment today is going to be how giving is closely related to prosperity. Y'all got it? Y'all got it? Because I Miss Vanessa Miller, love is the key. I know you're right. we take off that love here. Love, okay. I know, but right now I'm saying, to get love, you first got to give. So let's go back to the root of it. The root of the conversation today is giving, the power of giving, and how giving affects all aspects, physically and mentally and economically, of your life. So it starts with giving.
Do you believe you get? I was just going to say that a saying that I always like to say is, you get what you give. Do you believe that you get what you give? If so, break it down. Like, what does that mean to you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I like to speak in metaphors because sometimes words, and people like to challenge words. So I have to back my words up with examples and the law of demonstration.
Mhm.
So, and I like to demonstrate that what you just asked me. If let's say we farmers and I go out and I plant tomato seeds. I have given the soil, the earth, tomato seeds.
Mhm.
Only a fool, when harvest time comes, think that oranges will come out of the ground. And some people are waiting for oranges. They really is, metaphorically. So to answer the question, do I think that you get what you give? Yes, it's exact. The creator, the heaven of the earth, the heaven of the universe, the creator of everything. That's the way it's set up. It's precise. It's not, oh, I planted tomato seeds and look, y'all, I got apples. No. That's an illusion. And that's not fact, and it's not true. And you ask any farmer, if you want to be specific, he cannot plant potatoes and get watermelons. He can pray all he wants to. She can pray. Her father could be the governor, the mayor, or the president. But if you plant potatoes, baby, you getting potatoes. You can lie and say these potatoes are really watermelons. You can lie, but you're telling a lie. But the truth is, you plant what you receive. So what you get out is what you put in.
So let's talk about people who find themselves complaining, and I'm going to use being the victim, right?
And so you're gonna relate it still with giving, right? Remember the topic of the day is giving. you want to get off my subject, man.
No, I wasn't. I was just going to start talking about how candy corn is buy one, get one free at CVS because it's Halloween season. So everybody has to have their candy corn. Of course, we're talking about candy corn. And then we're talking about pumpkin spice because it's October and things like, no. I was saying that when people start sharing and complaining about their life and woe is me, I'm here, I don't have any money or I don't have anything. Is it safe to flash that flashlight and say, what did you do to get there? Because you're getting exactly what you gave.
Right. No, that's an excellent question, Icy. When you see someone who have nothing, I'll show you someone who gives nothing.
Absolutely.
When you see someone who have nothing, I will show you someone who gives nothing. Now that's a simple formula, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now this is what we should learn,
because they need to get that. I love that. Just it's so simple yet so powerful.
It's so hard to do. Yeah. A lot of the stuff that the Creator God, whatever you want to call it, Allah, Buddha, whatever you want to, the supreme know of all things,
the divine. We say the
divine, whatever your religion is. Made it so simple that you don't need a PhD, man. You don't need, a doctor. You ain't got to go pay a lot of money. You don't need to go to Harvard or Yale. No, you just need to understand these principles, and they align with every aspect of your life. Money, love, whatever. It does. I mean, so pose that question again, Heisey.
So the question is, if you get what you give. And you gave a great analogy when you talked about the seeds. You cannot expect to plant tomato seeds and receive oranges when it's harvest time. So that's easy for people to digest. Like, oh yeah, I get it, Miss Henderson. That sounds good and cute, right?
And can anybody even argue that?
No, they don't want to argue that. That it just makes sense. So then when we move forward and we say, so when you see someone who doesn't have anything, let's disconnect from the story behind it. Let's disconnect from the sob story. Let's disconnect from the what had happened was. Let's disconnect from you don't know my life. And let me tell you what happened. When you see someone who doesn't have anything, is it safe to say that they haven't given anything? Or let me ask it in a different way. Is it safe to say that what you have is improportionate to what you have given?
That's true. That's true. And it's precise and it's exact. I mean, it's law. Matter of fact, it's universal law. So when you see someone who has a lot, trust me, they've given a lot. Their service. Okay, let's. So when I say something or when I hear something, Heisey, my mind go into fact finding. I gotta see if it's right, and I have to use sports sports or business, and my mind starts in, and it started going quick. Like, okay, like computer, is that right? Is it right? Is it right? Is it wrong? How can you prove it wrong? And every time it goes like they said, it goes, okay, it's right. And I go, that's the answer. So when you say you receive in direct proportion on how you give and how much you give, because today's episode, we're talking about giving. Now, so my mind went to sports. It went to sports. So I said, why does LeBron James, basketball player, make $50 million a year and another basketball players make $10 million a year? They both play in the NBAs. They both professionals. Why is LeBron, he's a human being. He bleeds like everybody else. The guy that make $10 million practice too all day, and LeBron's practice all day. Why is one receiving more? The formula is the same. It's the same. There are more people that come out for LeBron. Bron has won more stats. Bron has done a whole lot. Bron sells more jerseys than the guy who makes $10 million a year. It all equals out. It's the given. It is a universal law, and it's no respect of person, place, or thing. You actually receive what you give out. That's why a lot of wealthy people will donate and give, because they know that it comes back some kind of miraculous way. It really does. I can't even explain it. It really does. I mean, case in point, let me tell you something. When my mother used to send me to church, and it was time to go around, we just put a quarter in, as kids. As I got older and I started going to church, and I had this preacher, he just doing a jig, that y'all know that preacher who they have in the movie, and I'm like, I don't know what he's saying, what he talking about. I ain't learning nothing. I'm just going to church. So I go to church.
Speaking in tongues.
He's speaking in something, because I didn't know what he was talking about. Okay. And then the lady in the corner get up, and then she getting ready to shout on 1, 2, 3. They're gonna miss Sally, and she just she got the whole, all that, right? And it happened every Sunday. And I was a kid. So as I grew up as an adult, and I started going to church, and I still would give $1. I would give $1. I would give $1. And then when I learned that it wasn't really about me, it wasn't even about how much, the sermon and what the guy was saying. If you're learning something, and when you start to begin to learn something, you give. So I started going to this this non-denomination church, and it was called Universal Truth Center. And it was just like, new thought, thinking, universal law, a lot of universal law teaching. And as I started to learn universal laws and rules and principles, and studying the Bible and studying it, do you know, Hyacinth? I started putting in $100. I started putting in $500. I started putting in $1,000. Do you know? I started getting more money and making more money. I don't know where it was going to come from, but it was coming.
I love that you mentioned that you don't know where it was going to come from, because I think that that's something that people struggle with as well. We think that our giving and our getting has to be from the same person, right? So I gave you this, I did all this for you, and you ain't give me nothing, I'm not giving anymore. So one of the things that is important to note is, as you are a giver, you have to give with a pure heart. So when you give your time, your talents, and your treasures, can y'all tell I grew up in the church, right? When you give your time, your time is your time, the time that you're giving to people. Your talents are the gifts that you have. Maybe you're mentoring someone. Your treasures, they call that money. We use a monetary system right now. So whenever you give those things, we don't want you to start keeping score, because if you try to start keeping score on what you give and start trying to track what you receive, then you'll find yourself going back and forth. You'll find yourself like, dang, I'm giving and I'm not receiving. That's because the intention is only so that you can receive. So let's go back and say that the intention has to be pure, right? So the intention is, I may give this person this one. I may give my talents here. I may do a good deed for someone. I may give something to this person, and I am not respecting anything in return. But because I am rendezvousing with the universe, because I am rendezvousing with nature, because I'm rendezvousing with the energetic flow that we live in, then energetically, naturally, It has to come back to me. Because when we think about that flow of prosperity that you first opened the show with, Mr. Henderson, the prosperity means to flow. And so if you get in there in the current and you get on in the stream and you start flowing, you're going to start flowing in the current of the stream. You don't have to stop and think, well, I'm here. Am I going to be stuck on this rock? Am I going to do this? No, get in and flow. So anytime you give your time, your talents, your treasures, you are saying, I am entering the flow of prosperity. I'm entering the current of prosperity. It may come back to you monetarily. It may come back to you by the way of an approval you never knew. It may come back to you in the form of an opportunity. But when you have a giving heart with pure intentions, then you have said, okay, I'm getting the stream. I don't know what's around the corner. I don't know what's downstream, but I'm getting in the stream. It puts me in the picture of when we went whitewater rafting in Dillard, Georgia, right? I don't know what this path, I know I'm getting in this rubber, whatever, this raft, and I don't know where it's going to take me. But I know when I get in this raft and I'm going to flow downstream, and where I end up is not going to be where I started. But a lot of times people hold on to things, right? So that's the equivalent of you getting in the raft and saying, I got the raft and I see it, but you know what? I'm just going to hold my raft right here. Well, come on and get in the stream with us. Get in the river with us. No. I'm just going to hold it. So while you hold it, holding on to, let's talk about your talents, holding on to your talents, your gifts that you're supposed to be sharing with the world, holding on to your treasures, your money, holding on to your time. People who are in the flow have flown and they've gone to the next level, next stop. Meanwhile, you're still standing there holding on to your raft because you say you don't know what's downstream. Does that make sense?
No, it make a lot of sense. And as you was talking, it reminded me of how even when I order takeout, I give 20%. And it says, I've been told you don't have to give a tip 20% on takeout. And I say, I do that because exactly what you're saying. I'm putting it in the universe to flow. That's what I do. I give. I mean, I don't know who it's going to. I don't tip someone because they had good service or bad service. That's their problem. They got to pay for that. I'm tipping because I'm putting it in the flow. And when I tip someone, someone's going to tip me. It happens, and you don't have to know the person who's serving you. Oftentimes you don't, and that's the way you put it in the universe. That's when you start understanding the principle in the system. So giving starts it. Giving of your when you actually give yourself and you love yourself, that starts the process. You're giving your arteries, you're giving your blood pressure, you're treating yourself right. You're giving first, you're giving it its nutrients. I mean, you're giving it, you're giving your mind, you're feeding your mind, you're feeding your brain, you're feeding you're giving new thoughts. And do you know when you give, you get more? I'm gonna give a perfect example. Try studying something difficult and hard. At first, it's difficult and hard. But as you give more thought to it, I promise you, you get more brain cells, you get more smarter, you start doing things that you didn't think you could do, it starts to expand. It is a universal law. It's called growth. And growth starts first with you. You have got to activate it. So you have to give first. You have to. There is no such thing correctly thinking that you cannot do something. Anytime you say that you cannot do something, anyone who say they cannot do something, I'm talking about within their power, within their means. I'm not talking about, something that you can't like biologically can't do. But anything that you can really do, if you work on it, as soon as you start, then the universe comes to help you, and it puts everything in flow, and you meet people that you're supposed to meet, and you go on with your journey. But it all starts with you. You're the captain. You're the director. You're the actor or the actress. You're the producer of your life. And you have to give. You have to put forth. You got to make one step. Don't worry about who's going to make the 2 or 3 step. They're coming. You make that one step. And it starts to flow, and it really is. Now, are you going to have setbacks, challenges? Of course, that's part of life. That's part of it. That's part of how bad do you want it? It's not going to just be a layup, but you got to say, okay, let's do this. And then when you start getting in the thick of things and doing stuff and paying attention, then your life becomes more meaningful. It's not boring. Anybody that say they have a boring life, I'll tell you somebody who don't know themselves or don't understand life.
They're not giving enough. They're not challenging themselves enough. I love that you said at first it appears difficult. It appears difficult, but as you continue doing it, then it becomes easy. Then you do it with your eyes closed. Think about the first time you wanted to learn to skate or ride a bike or something like that, or whatever it is in your respective career field. Remember when your first day of training was? It's like, wow, it was difficult. It was challenging for me to do this, but the more you do it, then the easier it becomes because you start learning it more and more and more. I love that you mentioned that we're going to have challenges, because a lot of times people want to win the war, but they don't want to be battle tested. And it's like, wait a minute, how are you going to be equipped if you haven't been battle tested? You just think you're just supposed to come out and just arrive and like, okay, we're the winners. And that's in anything that you do. So ask yourself as you're going through stuff, and when the challenges arise, I want you to hear in your head, say, oh, okay, I'm being battle tested. Okay, I'm being tested. I know I'm not going to be here forever, but if I keep showing up, if I continue doing this, then I will look back and say, oh, I remember where I learned this back in the battlefield, and now I'm here. I'm not in the battlefield anymore, but I use those tools and those skills that I learned from there. So give yourself the grace to go through the battle testing. If you want to be great, if you want to achieve things, you have to do that. And it starts with giving something, giving your time, your talents, your treasures, giving yourself grace. I think that's a big, big, big one. We want people to be able to understand us and treat us nicely and things like that. But do we allow ourselves to make mistakes? Do we honor when we make mistakes, or do we not want to talk about them? We just sweep them under the rug. So giving yourself the grace will allow other people to give you grace as well. And it'll allow you to give people grace as well. So when you think about giving and receiving, go ahead. I was going to say, it's just not limited to money.
No, that's why I started talking about the human body, your blood, your family, it really is, those who just joining us right now. You can always go back and start this episode from the beginning. But today's topic is about the power of giving, the connection between giving and prosperity. Giving. And I know we heard that, and that's easy to say, but you really have to delve in and dissect and take a look at it. Look at your own life. Look at it and see if you want more. I promise you, all you got to do is give more. And you give in different ways. It's not always just giving money. You give in different ways, but you have got to be able to support. You have got to be able to. You have got to lend a hand. You have got to bring some sort of advantage or some sort of knowledge or understanding. You can give in so many different ways. You can give. I mean, going to talk to a homeless child, or feed a homeless child, or going and talk to someone elderly, or helping them across the street. That is a form of giving. Giving. Don't always say, "What about me, me, me?" You get it once you give it. It's like a boomerang. And when I think about that, to check some of y'all who listening to me, if you want to check out what I'm saying, if I just think it's a bunch of hogwash, think about this. Everyone who is wealthy, everyone, there's not a single rich or wealthy person who is not giving. Mm-hmm. And they give a lot. Now, if you say, I don't know nobody, I don't know any time I Henderson, I personally don't know nobody. Okay. All right. Okay. Apple, the corporation, Apple Corporation, Apple Computer, make a lot of money. Do they give? Do they service others? Yes. All y'all got these iPhones. Y'all use them. Y'all using them. Y'all taking pictures with them. Who came up with that? Who serviced you? Apple. Apple got the money, but they first gave you the product, and you loved the product. Then you gave them the money. See, you did not give Apple the money first and say, okay, we waiting on you. We waiting on you. No. Apple gave you the product. They produced it. They said, here it is. You say, I want it. And then you gave the money. Think about that. Another one. Because see, I have to check it. I want you to check what I'm saying. Starbucks. Do Starbucks serve?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they serve, man. Starbucks serving. They serving so much, man. The people paying $5 for a cup of coffee, $6. Walk out there with $10, $15 in a coffee joint. See, they giving. See, I'm telling you, man, you got to look at this metaphorically. Are they giving? You have got to give. That you got to find a way to service people, to give, to service yourself. If you want your body to be in good shape, you got to give it some exercise. You got to give it good nutrients. You can't keep eating that junk. You can't eat some people I see, they're just eating heart attack stuff. There you go. They got macaroni, cheese, rice, potato salad. What's the other starch actually they put on there on one plate?
Yams,
cornbread, and cornbread.
That wasn't even
and that's what they giving. That's when they giving their body. Now, what you think your body gonna do? You hurting yourself. You gonna get what you putting in. You gonna get out what you putting in. Okay, so let's go back to service. So when I named it, I said McDonald's. It's McDonald's giving. It's Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey. She's supposed to be one of the richest, women in the world. Do she give? Man, do you know how many people watch the lady show? That's service. Hilton hotels, are they giving? Are they serving? There's a lot of people need hotels. Marriott, are they serving? There's a lot of people. So therefore, they see you got to watch this. See, if you ain't see that, you didn't catch that. Marriott, Hilton, they giving you a place to stay. Therefore, they keep giving you. They keep making more money. Netflix, now is Netflix giving? Y'all giving that. They're giving y'all movies. They're giving y'all Stranger Things. They're giving y'all some new one they just came out with. Squid something they just came out with. People, they're giving, so they're gonna make more money. So now you have to turn that around and say, okay, what about you? What are you giving? Now you got, whether you want more love, all you gotta do is do what? Give more love. Want more money? All you gotta do is what? Service people. Want more health? All you gotta do what? Is give first. Give yourself a exercise program plan. Give yourself a new thing. You know what I mean? All right, y'all got it. And I just thought about something, Heisey. You in the car, you want to go fast. Do you just say car go fast, or do you have to give it some more gas?
You got to give it some more gas. I like that.
You got to take your feet and you got to mash that pedal and you go faster, believe it or not. You do. Now, this electric thing, I don't know. I mean, that might not be a good knowledge. So this electric stuff, I don't know.
Here's a good one. When you were talking about giving your body and exercising and stuff, I may be late to the party. I'm 40 now. I tell people that all the time with pride. I love to tell my age, but I didn't know that cosmetic surgery was at an all-time high, and like full body contortions. I'm talking just, it's just interesting. Men look like complete women, and it's just anyway. So there are people who are saying, Ms. Anderson, we don't have to exercise to give our body the shape that we want. We can just go to a cosmetic surgeon and get that done. And so when I hear that, I hear you speaking about the laws of giving and receiving, I wonder if they know that's a shortcut. And so when you take the shortcut and say, you know what, forget that. I'm eating all the McDonald's and macaroni and cheese and hog mog and everything else that I want to eat. And I am just going to go over here and I'm going to just go to the surgeon and get a nip tuck, or I'm going to engage in a fat diet and do a real quick detox or things like that, not for the purpose of cleansing my system, but for the purpose of losing weight. What happens is that's the shortcut. And in the end, you always end up back where you started. So if you're not intentional about it, we know the story. We know people who've had the surgery, and because they didn't go through the process of changing their eating habit or changing X, Y, and Z, or the people who says, well, I'm going to do this lemonade diet because I got to get fine real quick. And when they have to get fine real quick, because they have not changed their eating habits, because they have not adopted a diet of exercise and a routine of diet and exercise, you end up going back to where you were. So think about that, and you do what you want to do with your body. But I thought this is a great time to illustrate, when you try to have a shortcut, there's a cost to pay for that. Either you're going to do double time on the end, because what about the people who do plastic surgery and they keep that body? Well, they learn on the back end, right? After they do the surgery, they learn all about diet and exercise, and they got a double time. And it may be a little bit more challenging them for them to stick to a diet and exercise routine because they took a shortcut. And some of them go back. So always think, am I taking shortcuts, and what's the cost? Am I going to pay on the front end, or I'm going to pay on the back end?
Yeah, and it's very costly, and then some of them, wind up dying. And not only that, there's a lot of health risk on down the line. And then you have to keep on doing that, and you bringing trauma to your body that's really not natural, and you have to keep having those operations just to try to look physically, certain way, when mentally you toe up inside. Exactly. It really is. So today's topic, we're really talking about just the principle, and giving is the root. It starts with giving, and that's if you want love, or if you want money, if you want a better relationship, you have to give it first. Stop looking for other people to give, and stop thinking that you're not. And when you start saying the only reason why you're not giving it because they're not giving it to you, I gave you an example of when you go to a restaurant. You're not looking at the waitress, and you base it on basically on how nice she or he is to you, whether you're gonna give them a bigger tip. No. Let me tell you why you don't do that. Because when you are at a restaurant, metaphorically I'm speaking, and I'm just using this as an example, because when I go to a restaurant, whether the service, the waitress or waiter was bad, didn't come back with the water, just came back one time or whatever, I still do my 20%. And the reason why is because if I pick and choose what waitress or what waiter I'm going to give 20%, I'm going to get 5%. And if I judge them, trust me, it won't be long before I'm going to be judged without me even knowing, because it's a circle. What you do comes back on you. It's karma. I promise you. And you start looking at life like this. So it's not really about the waiter or the waitress. It's about you being consistent, giving your 20%, because you may be on the other side and you might be doing something for someone, and they're going to give based on the color of your skin, or based on you being a woman, but they will judge you differently. You won't know it, but you got less because you gave somebody less. You judged them. And now you're going to complain because somebody giving you less, and they judge you because you were short or tall or pretty or fat or black or white, and they're going to give you according to the way they judge you. It all evens out. That's why if you be consistent in your life, then you creating the path for your life. You be consistent. You say, listen, I'm going to treat this person a certain way. I'm going to treat that person a certain way. You treat them good. Don't worry about how bad they treat you. They got to pay for that. That's not you. And that's what I learned for even going to churches. If I go to your church or your church or your church, and if I learn something out of it, I'm not going to give $1. I'm going to give $100 or $200 because it's about me. And anywhere that you are getting blessed and anywhere you are learning something, you're supposed to tie toward it. I'm telling you, anywhere that you are really being enhanced, you're supposed to be grateful for it because it comes back around. You're supposed to feel like, okay, because we all are from the Heavenly Father. We all are created. And it's very important for all of us to share information, to share knowledge, to help each other. Nobody makes it on their own. There's no self-made millionaires. That's impossible. They say that, but that's wrong. Everyone needs someone to help them and help them along the way, and to continue to help them. It does. So when you start thinking it's all you, then you're going down the wrong road, and you have misinformation. And misinformation can put you and lead you in a bad spot. Mm-hmm. So you want to seek truth. It starts with giving. And today I want you to think about yourself. If you feel like you have a little, all you got to do is look internally, do introspection, and see how much you're giving, how much you're serving. And start with yourself, because a lot of people are treating themselves really bad. You just want to get weed and get high and just zone out. But the problem's still going to be there. It's still going to be there when you come back around. It's don't still be there. This is a law. Okay, that's my story. Why you laugh when I said that?
I wasn't expecting you to start talking about getting high, and it just.
So many people want to be out of their mind.
You're right. Between the other, you're right. You're 100% right. And thank you for bringing that to today's show, because a lot of times we don't think about it. We don't think about what we're trying to cover up. We're self-medicating with external substances, and sometimes they're controlled substances. And instead of doing that, you got to give yourself that attention, give yourself that love, give yourself that healing that you need so that you can go out and receive it. Because you can't receive something you don't have. How you gonna receive it if you don't recognize it? And how you gonna recognize it if you haven't spent some time with it? So you can't recognize love, what love is, if you haven't sat and given yourself some love. You cannot receive it if you don't recognize it, and you can't recognize it if you don't spend some time with it. So in all you're getting, get understanding. You get what you give in every situation. In every situation, you get what you give. So I love, Mr. Henderson, that you said, do some introspection. Whenever you have lack in any area of your life, start with you. Don't start with nobody else. It is you. Start with you. What can you do? What can you change? Yeah, it is you. When any area of lack, if there's lack in your relationship, lack in your finances, lack in your health, lack in whatever, lack in mental health, lack in mental clarity, what can you do to give more attention to that so that you can receive more? Everything on the outer starts with the inner. So that's our time.
Giving.
That's our time.
Yeah. That's the word. Giving, giving, giving. What are you giving? What are you giving? If you want more, you have to give more. If you want more, whatever you want more of, you have to give. And you know, Heisey, in truth, the principle and the law, the universal law about giving and receiving, do you know, if you practice the universal law about giving and receiving, do you know what's so amazing about it? That is not a respect of person, place, or thing. As a matter of fact, you could actually be doing something illegally and still reap the gain. Can you believe that? I mean, it's like the sun. The sun don't just shine on the righteous. It actually shines on the criminals too. You know what I mean? And because it is just the sun. It's like a law. So when you're talking about giving and receiving, and I talked about Hilton Hotel, they give a lot of service for people to have hotel rooms. So therefore they receive a lot of money, Hilton's or Marriott, you know. When you think about a drug dealer who making a little bit of money versus a drug dealer who making a lot of money, they still on service. The more you give and service, the more you receive. That is a law, whether you're doing it righteously or wrongly or criminally. You do. Now, we all know what's going to happen if you're doing it illegally eventually. You know?
Yeah, right. You're going to receive, and you're going to receive everything you're supposed to receive, even the repercussions that come along with doing illegal activity. So,
but that law, if you're doing a lot of wrong, good. If you're doing a whole lot of wrong, you can get a whole lot of wrong money, but you're still going to receive. Now, I don't know about happily ever after. That's another chapter.
Yeah, well, you're going to receive it all. You're going to receive it all. And sometimes people only think about the financial aspects, right? So I'm doing wrong. I'm doing criminal activity, whether it's selling drugs or scamming or beating people over the head, and I'm a stick-up kid. Whatever the case is, I receive something, and that's money. But that's not all you have in store for you to receive. Right. So you're just looking at the money, but wait a minute, wait, there's more. There's more of that package coming for you. Right. So you might just think, oh, this is it. Keep going in the bottom of that bag. It's something else for you.
What are other laws?
Yeah, oh, goodness. Giving and receiving, it's just, don't get short-sighted. So that's why I always teach and educate that you should do things with a pure heart and with standards of integrity, because you don't want to be blindsided by you don't want to be short-sighted, excuse me. Oh, I did this and I got that and I did it wrong. Okay, you got some more coming to you too, baby. Just sit tight, don't go nowhere. There's more coming, right?
But I just want to emphasize the law itself, you know, like the sun shine on the wrong and it's saying on the right. That's how giving and receiving is the same thing. Now, if you giving a whole lot, of wrong, you're doing a whole lot of wrong, yeah, you will see more than the other person. But like Hyacinth said, it ain't over yet. Now, yes, other laws that you got to come up against that's going to tell you, it's gonna take care of you. That's not it. It's just not one sided. But there's certain laws that will get you. The washer don't get you the rinse wheel.
Yes. And so if you have enjoyed today's message, this is where we pass the virtual collection plate. You can do donations at Cash App. Happy, what is it? $ Henderson. No, I'm kidding. I can't.
Let the church say amen. Bring the cup, bring the tray around.
Right.
Don't put $1 in there.
Get the tambourine. We need music, right? So when we start bringing a point, what do they call it? That music that goes up when you're making your point and it gets all the energy going. All right. Let me stop. All right. This has been fantastic, phenomenal. We do sincerely hope that you have learned something. We hope that you have learned something every Wednesday when we get on here. And even on Saturdays when we get and do our shows, we're giving of our talents. We're giving of our information that we have, the knowledge and the wisdom. And we're giving that in hopes that you would receive it. And as you are the receiver, we want you to not just receive it and hold that ball. We don't want you to just receive the ball, receive the information and stand there. We want you to move something, right? So when you watch the programming on the Henderson Financial Group Facebook, it's like, okay, they threw me the ball. I received it. If I want to get to the touchdown, I got to go. I can't just stand there. So when you receive this information, apply it, make some moves. If you want to get to the field goal, to the end zone, you got to make some moves. All right. So stay tuned tonight at 7 p.m. You're going to have the Rising Solution with Antonio Woodbury and Tavares Jones. And then on Saturday morning, we're going to kick off our weekly programming with the Understanding Money Show bright and early at 8 a.m. I will slide in at 9:30-ish for the Hyacinth Henderson Show. And then at 10:15, we'll have Understanding Money Part 2 with Mr. Robert Henderson and James T. Thomas. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit the like button on Facebook. It's not about you telling us that you like us. We know y'all like us. We know y'all love us. It is about you being notified. When you hit that like button, you will be notified when we post and when we do live videos. So hit the like, share this video. And I think that's it. You got something to say, old school?
No. I'm just, hey, listen, that virus still out there. So make sure you be safe and wear your mask and cover up. Okay. All right. Use your wisdom, understanding. Don't cater to all that negative information, misinformation. Okay. We want to see you here again. So make sure you tune in for Antonio and Tavares tonight. Rising Solution. Hey, we love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful, safe day.
Peace.
Peace.